Alright, you guys, here we go again. This is the start of a new build. I'm not going to make it as elaborate as the first structure I did. That was just an icebreaker series on to let you know the type of building that I like to do. Psst, get out of here, cat. So anyway, here we go. This building is the GEO.roberts printing building. Of course, I won't follow the instructions like I don't like to do. This isn't really an unboxing video. This is more of a what can I do with it video. As you can see, I have two kits here. Like I mentioned before, my idea is to put both kits together in a combination and make a one huge structure out of it. And this will be the focal point of the layout. And what I mean by focal point, I mean by when somebody comes into the garage or train room, whatever you want to call it, the first thing that's drawn to their attention is this massive building. The building will stretch from down here out of the frame. It'll come across here, which will be a special door that I'm going to put in that actually works rolling up and down. That'll be really cool. I'll show all that. And then it's going to stretch all along here and come back to here and then come all the way back to the edge of the table. Up here, out of the frame, will be an overpass next to this road going all along there. So with my tape measure, I will show you just about how long the building will be. The building is going to be about 43 inches long, and at its deepest point will be 22 inches. So 43 by 22. That is going to be a massive, massive building. I think it's obvious that I'm going to need more pieces. I'll probably have to order at least one more kit. But there is a plus to this. There is another building that is similar to the GEO.roberts printing building. But this building, it says in the kit that it only comes with this front part and this tall back half is cut off. But I ordered the kit in N scale and it actually came with these walls with the fire escapes, which would be this neat looking wall section here, which is pretty unique. It can be used for a lot of different positioning possibilities. So that wall was actually added in the kit, and that kit is called Variety Printing, and it's considerably cheaper than this kit. I believe I paid $40 each for these, but the Variety Printing kit I believe is either 20 or 30. So I could save some money on that, and it has the same exact walls and windows. But anyhow, I'd like to get both kits out of the box and at least try and set the walls up and mock them up and see just about how much room I'd actually be short. There's quite a bit of walls in these buildings, these GEO.roberts printing kits. There's other things such as the fire escapes and the water towers and ladders and so forth. It's a pretty interesting structure kit. But right now I'm just going to worry about the wall pieces. Here's the floor base piece. I'm not going to use that because I'm not going to follow the instructions. Water tower and roof pieces. They can go over to the side. Don't need the windows yet. There's some more wall sections. I'm going to want to take all of them off of the sprues so I can just position them where I want. See about how many wall pieces I'm going to be short. There's another wall piece there. A huge wall piece here. Of course I have two of these because of the fact that I have two kits. And I have a big hand. I'm a pretty big guy. I'm 6'5" and 275, so I'm pretty big. So you can imagine how big this this wall is here. Here's another good size wall here. This also comes with the Variety Printing building, and this will be a major fill-in piece because it's pretty long. Yeah, it's just 12¼ inches long, so it's over a foot long. This will be really good for a fill-in piece. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put it yet, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. So I'll get the boxes out of the way and the pieces that I'm not going to use, and then I'll let my brain get to work and try to figure out how I'm going to set these walls up. Yeah, there's quite a bit of walls in here. Just building this kit by itself and actually following the instructions is a pretty large task, but it's worth it in the long run. I'm not sure of any modelers who have built this structure and actually shown it in any how-to videos yet. I'm not sure if Modeler Man Mike has built this structure yet, but I highly recommend it. I've used it on several of my layouts already, and it's really fun to put together. It does, however, have a lot of parts and pieces, but it's easily modifiable. And I've had it in HO and N scale, and when it is put together, it is a massive building. Mike Pfeiffer from Pfeiffer Hobby Supply actually has one on his layout in N scale, and you can clearly see it when he does his videos. It towers over every other structure in his layout. So just one kit by itself is a pretty large building. Yeah, I have a lot of pieces here. This is going to be a chore. But the fun thing about this kit is it has some really unique wall sections that a lot of other kits don't have. It has little wall sections like this with 3 windows. It has wall sections for the inside of the docking bay that actually has the brick pattern on it and a loading door. But then it has pieces like this, which I'll show you in a second here, as soon as I get it off the sprue. This is a very unique wall section here. You can see it has a column going all the way up and down this long side here, but then it has a cutout here and then another cutout up here. This wall section can actually be used to go across here and then use a shorter wall section to come out this direction. So you can have multiple different angles and cuts, and yeah, it'll be really interesting, to say the least. Also, if you wanted to, say you wanted to eliminate an area that can give you some trouble, such as this. Say you don't want to have an entrance here. Well, what you do is you take and cut out all the way around this area, and then they've given you a piece of brick with the wall section to replace it. So it can be a solid wall piece instead of having the doors. You can also use this piece to say block out. this piece, or you can use it up here. You can use it just about anywhere. So I have 2 of those now. With this kit, I have obviously 2 of these, and also you can use that piece for this. To block out this door if you wanted to make it a completely different building. So it's customizable. You can see the funny little cutouts right here with the brick. Those are for the fire escapes, which this kit actually comes with a 3-story fire escape. Since I have 2 buildings, I have 2 fire escapes, so those will be interesting to work with. But yeah, what I'm going to do is I want to get this this structure out and get all the pieces out and try and see what I can do with it and how I'm going to build it all around. Usually I don't film the brain working process of how I'm going to set things out because it can be kind of boring. But apparently there's a lot of people who like watching me figure things out on the fly as I'm going, since I don't really plan anything. What I do is I plan stuff, but I don't plan it ahead of time. I can see visually what the building is going to look like before it's done. If I just close my eyes and I think, oh, how do I want it to look when I say I'm a visitor to the layout and I see it for the first time, what do I want to see when I come in? I want to see something, at least one thing, that makes me go, ooh, or awe, especially to a non-model railroader who will come into your house or your garage or your train room and see your layout for the first time and say, oh my goodness, that is awesome. So to do that, I wanted to have a very large building that'll be the focal point. I'm not sure if I'm going to double it up. If I do, I'll have to buy at least 3 more kits. I already have $80 into this building, and I just have the walls. That's not styrene for roofs. There's no styrene for supports yet. I have them, but I haven't included them in the price yet. So far it's a pretty expensive build. I'm not a wealthy person. I don't have a lot of money to spend. But as you can see, the layout is not very big. So I can go all out on 1 or 2 buildings, and you know, by the end of the year I'll have spent a fraction of what some of the other guys are spending on their large layouts. Not to knock the large layouts, I really want one, and I will have one soon. My wife and I are still working on our house, which is actually looking up now because of a couple of things that have happened recently. But I won't get into that, it's kind of boring. But anyway, I'm going to now start planning out the buildings. These dock sections, since I'm not going to have a dock that you can see inside of, then these pieces will be thrown out, not in the garbage. I'm definitely going to use them for another structure on this layout. But these are going to be left out of the kit that I'm going to put together. These 2 long wall sections that are just a hair over a foot long, I think I've got an idea for these. I think one of them will go along here, and then this roof the same height. It is the same height. Okay, there's one wall. I like that. The fire escapes. How tall are these? If I added this section here, I'd have to cut it off right there. And then this wall, I could add a section here off of this wall. And then the other section here off of this one, and make like a little building on the top. I'll have to cut it off right here and then extend it out in that direction. like so. Then I can add this section, which is this piece. I have two of those. Now this one has dock doors on it. It's kind of interesting. I'll set that aside for now. I have these two large wall sections. I really like these ones. Perhaps if I put this one here, it goes all the way up to the top of that one. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Here's how I'll do it. I'll add this wall here. Let's see if I can prop this up somehow. All that crappy building over here. And my tape measure. Godzilla smashing buildings. I should have been prepared for this. But like a donkey, I'm not. An old coffee mug that my kids don't use anymore. SpongeBob. They've grown out of SpongeBob and into computers and all that expensive stuff. I'll put another wall here, and let's see. Then I'll build it down with this wall and come down to this level. So I'll put this building here. And then, what do I have left? Nothing real exciting, huh? Okay. One of those funky shaped buildings for the track door. Yeah, I think I'll use one of these. What I'll do is I'll get it a little closer to the track by pushing this whole wall out a little bit. It'll be off camber. It won't be straight. When you look down at the building, mathematically it won't be straight on, but that piece will go there. And then I'll do my slicing and bending to go around the outside of this curve and make it come all the way back to the edge of the layout. So let's see. I'll put that about there. Then I'll have this wall here. And let's see, one more boring wall section. This one. Over here. It won't be completely off the end of the table, as you can see. I've kind of laid the pieces out how they're going to be. You can see how large this building is going to be from this view here. In case you can't... Ouch. Try not to bump the table. In case you can't get an idea of how large it's going to be, I'll turn this viewpoint back over. Now you can see how big this building will be. Pretty damn big. And I don't have to buy any more kits. Woohoo! I am kind of cheap when it comes to this stuff. But yeah, that piece will be there as well. So that's going to be a massive, massive building. I don't have a timer on this video camera, so I don't know how long this video is. I imagine it's getting up there in the time limit. So this is basically just a planning out of my focal point building. Once again, over there in the background, where this building is, if you can see my hand, there'll be an overpass going all the way across the layout. I just wanted to add one because I like them. They're fun to model. They're fun to take pictures and videos of when you're driving the trains underneath them. This one that I'm going to build is going to be a lot lower. The one I had on my big layout was tall because of the fact that it went over the Columbia River in Portland. But this one will be a lower overpass, and the trains will get closer to it, and it'll look really cool, hopefully. So, I have this short piece here. As you can see, there's a cutout right here. This short piece I will add along here, and then put another one going to... Actually, I'm going to have to go all the way down. I got two of them. I'm going to need 2.5 of them. But I have one of these that I'm not using. I'm not using this. I'm not using this. I may use these, I'm not sure yet. And I'm not using the docks, which I can't use on a roof. But I have two of these. I'll put them end to end and put it along there. I'm still going to need a piece about 4.5, 5 inches long, which may be a problem. Actually, that's just to cover this wall. Then I have to come up with another one to go across this way. I think this one's short enough, if I cut it off right here, to go across there to meet up with this wall. But then I'll need another section about this long, so maybe I'll cut it off across here, and put this piece as a filler in right here to meet up with these two. So yeah, there's a little bit more planning to do, but as you can see, it's going to be a massive building. The door that I'm planning on building, this will be one of the most interesting parts of the build. Right here, there's going to be a piece jetting out, this piece here, and it's going to jet out over the track like so, and there will be a roll-up door there to allow box cars, flat cars, whatever the heck I'm going to put in here, to be brought in via the locomotive. But I've done this once before. I'm going to put a real roll-up door. It involves a piece of brass tubing bent at a 90-degree angle, a real 14-karat gold chain that I have from a crap box of jewelry that I bought at a yard sale. It's a very small chain, but I can use it for actually pulling up the door and pushing the door down. I'm not going to use thread because it frays and it breaks eventually. And it involves some lead weights, some railroad manufacturer. I'll show you later on when I start that. And a roll-up door section, which won't be a real roll-up door. It'll just be a piece of styrene that has ribs on it. And it'll also involve some H-columns. And a roof vent that when you twist the roof vent, you know, like twisting it, it'll actually roll up the door. It's going to be really interesting to see that. For all of you who haven't seen me do that before, I had a couple other videos. I had a lot of videos uploaded. Some of them got deleted because of copyright crap that YouTube decided to throw on everybody, and I was one of the victims. So that video got lost, and it was a cool video, but it had some music in it, and my intro music has been banned, and so I've been having a few problems lately with that kind of stuff. But anyway, for the size of the building, you can see it's going to be nearly 4 foot long and nearly 3 foot deep at its deepest point, which will be a a real treat for you modelers to see. And I mean, it's not like I'm trying to be cheap and just fill up a giant section with one building, because I don't want to spend the money for other buildings. Usually I don't detail background buildings as well, but this one is going to be the focal point of the whole layout. So I want it to be the best I can have it. Unlike the curved building there. I mean, it's that one's okay, but that's just a small, forgetful building. People aren't going to remember that one. They're going to remember this one. They're going to remember the car float, maybe the piers, maybe the boats, I'm not sure. But they'll definitely remember this building when they come to visit and see it. And you can pretty much get the gist of how big the building actually is. That's my chair in the background, and my messy garage. We've packed and unpacked several times, and you know, it's a pain in the butt. But anyway, the track is actually laid down where it's going to go. As you can see, I'm still missing some few pieces, so I haven't nailed it down or wired it up for use. But it's just about, it's actually exactly where I want it to be. I had to reset that up so I could configure this building to the way I wanted it. So anyway, let me know what you think, and I'll get back to you, and comment, like, subscribe, do whatever you have to do to make yourself happy. And you guys have a good day, and I'll see you some other time.